Hi, my name is Brian.
And I'm Cicely.
And we're the Randolphs, and we want to welcome you to Cooking with the Randolphs.
Yes.
Today on our show, we'll be doing a pork roast. Actually, it's a butt pork roast. Very soft, very easy to make, and we're going to be doing it with crock pots. Cicely, what will you be making?
Well, I will be preparing a vegetable medley. We will have some kale, some collards, and some cabbage. And then we put it all together, and it will cook nicely in our crock pot so that you can have a complete meal.
Awesome. Since it's cold outside, at least where we are, crock pot meals are so easy to do. You can kind of just stay home, wrap up with that one you love.
Absolutely.
And just let it ride out for the day. And just when you're ready for it, it's ready for you. That's the great thing about crock pots. We have grown up with crock pots in our lives. Our parents have used them. Most times it's during the holidays. Would
Absolutely.
you agree?
I would.
You get those meatballs that are, cooked in a jam.
Mm-hmm.
Or you may have, someone put a stew in or something like that.
Or some soups. You can do those in the crock pot. Or
chilies,
beans. Yes.
Beans, all those things. But most times in my house, we used it as a convenience. I was most of the time with my mom, a latchkey kid.
Okay.
So she would cook something, put it in there in the morning. When I got home, there was a hot and ready meal waiting for me.
Absolutely.
So it really worked out. And I learned over the years how to cook crock pot meals myself. So as you can see, we have an array of them. Many were given to me, some I bought. You see them here in the kitchen. Many of them over the years have gotten even more advanced. In the beginning, they were real simple with just a small little turn, low, high. Mm-hmm. But now they're advanced. You even have some you can preset with your cell phone.
Yes.
And walk away from it when you're at work, then you can turn it on so that it won't burn or it won't overcook what you have in there. So we're going to get into all of that, but we really want to show you how easy it is. So again, we're going to start with this pork butt. I'm going to season it up, show you the seasonings that I use. Cicely's going to get into her meal. She always handles the vegetables because that's her specialty. I don't really like vegetables, but I've learned to eat them since we've been married because I know I need a little greenery in my life.
Absolutely.
So we're getting into all of that. She always goes to the store and tries to get the best ones that she can find. Usually it's organic because we're an organic type of family. Sometimes we get frozen, but most of the time we try to get fresh. So I'm gonna let her start with that. She'll show you just how she does it. And I'm gonna stay over here in my department dealing with the meat.
All right.
I'm a man. Meat eater. So we're going to get into that. Cicely, let the people know just how you do what you do.
Okay, so it's very simple. If you love vegetables like I do, and I have acquired a taste for different types. So you have your kale greens here, and notice they have the stems. Stems are good for you. They have a lot of nutritional value in it. So it's up to you if you want to cut it off or not. And then my husband here, he added some cilantro, but this is something that he's going to talk about later in his special dish. And then we have cabbage cut in half because I already prepared a little bit for you so that you can see how I all put it together. And then we have our collard greens, just a little stalk of those where you can make sure you chop it up as finely or as big as you want. Again, like I said, try and keep the stems if you can, if you so desire.
Those collard greens.
Exactly. I know some people don't like the stems, but they are so good and so tasty, and you'll see how flavorful they are when we finish our meal today. So with that, I have already prepared some greens cut for you. So this is our green cabbage mixture. We have some collards, we have some kale, and we have some cabbage chopped up. I tried to do something a little different by using a shredder to see if I could shred my cabbage a little bit better. Kind of worked out, but that's up to you how thin or how large the slices are that you want for your cabbage.
What do you season those with?
Well, this is a quick recipe, so you really don't need a lot of seasoning except for, smoked turkey necks.
All right.
They are very good. Or your pork, however you want to do it. You might have those neck bones, fat back, whatever you want to do. But we prefer to do a little bit healthier so it's not as greasy. So we use those smoked turkey necks.
Okay. All right. I can get with that. I got my pork over here.
Okay, yes. So it's going to be a mixture of health and not so healthy.
Yeah, well, we got to keep that soul.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. That's right.
So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start. And I use a little, you can either spray. Now this is a different kind of crock pot. This crock pot can steam, bake, cook. It can do a lot of different things in it. And it can be set, it has a digital setting. So when we talked about the various crock pots that you can use, this is one of them, and it does a lot of things. We gave one to our daughter when she went off to college, and she loves it because it can do all kinds of things. So, and what I like about crock pots is you can set it and forget it. Yes.
That's right.
How about that? So
Yes.
I put a little olive oil in here, you know, kind of shuffle it around a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my smoked turkey necks in here.
Now, let me stop you there.
Go
Why
ahead.
smoked turkey necks?
Because they're already pre-seasoned. So they already have the seasoning that you need. And then as they're cooking slowly with the vegetables, the flavor just is absorbed in the vegetables, which is so good. It's so flavorful. You're going to love it.
Okay.
And so you let that kind of simmer a little bit, turn the crock pot on, let that simmer. Then you dump your cabbage. And you don't have to do cabbage, collards, kale, whatever your favorite vegetable is. Sometimes it could be collard, sometimes it could be a collard kale mixture. Sometimes it could just be cabbage. You know, but cabbage cooks so fast. So you probably want to do it with something else that can take a little longer to cook.
You can even do turnips.
You could. Mustards.
Mustard
Whatever
green,
kind of greens you like. Very flavorful. Now this is going to wow you all. So one of the top secret things that we use in the greens are diced tomatoes. Can you say diced tomatoes? Any kind, whatever brand you like, store brand, whatever. This is Hunt's. You can use the ones that have flavors in them already. Delicious. This has garlic in it, fire roasted. Sprinkle this in here with your veggies. And when you use fresh vegetables, and sometimes, thank you, sir. And sometimes we use not just fresh. If you're in a rush and you're trying to get it done quickly, you can also do some produce, already chopped up vegetables. They sell them in the bag in the produce section in most stores. And they sell the kale and the collard like that. Haven't found the cabbage yet. That you're gonna have to work on yourself.
That's it.
And then the next rest thing, Italian dressing. I know you're probably looking like, well, what about all the rest of the seasoning? This is it, boo. This is it.
All right.
And you sprinkle that in here.
Do you use the whole bottle?
If you like, depending on how much you have.
Okay.
If you have a lot, I probably would do most of it, you know, because it can be very potent by the end. So,
so
you know,
on taste.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Thank you. You are really monitoring me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you know,
Thank
you gotta get this right. People are watching.
And then you go ahead, close it, set it, and what? Forget it. And then we're done. So we let that cook probably about 4 to 6 hours or overnight.
Yeah.
Depending on the temperature that you're putting it on.
If you want to do that.
Yes.
And also it depends on how, you know, tender.
How much? Yes.
How much you want it. If you want it softer, maybe a little longer. If you want it like, you want it crunchy.
Yes.
Most people like it really fresh and crunchy. You can kind of do maybe 4 hours.
Yes.
You may even want to add some bell peppers, some onion to it. It may just add a little bit more oomph.
Like I said, frozen, it's still good. It adds flavor, so you don't have to do so much work. I know y'all tired of chopping, baby. They already got it ready for you.
It's ready
so
for
just
you.
Go ahead and use that.
Yeah, put it in there and let it ride out. So that should be done, I would say, what, 5, 6 hours?
Yes.
Yep.
So you can set it at night, you know, so that you can have your Sunday meal ready for the next day. You can overnight, they can cook. You check on them. If they cook down to how you like them, then that's fine. If you want them to cook a little longer, then by the time you get home Sunday from church, you have your veggies ready.
And if you don't go to church, you can have your veggies ready. You always got to put church in it.
I'm sorry.
It's like you listen
It's a daily meal as well. So whatever you like to do.
Church.
And more church.
And more church, I guess so. And I'm going to do the meats. The good part of the meal. Not that that wasn't, because we love
it's
the veggies.
important.
But again, I am also starting with olive oil. And I'm just going to pour a little bit in. I'm pouring it in, but then I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And you'll see. You can just get a basic pork butt. These are very cheap. They do not cost a whole lot. You can get this size probably for about $4 to $5 if you want chicken, if you want beef, if you want to get turkey. You can do turkey as well the same way. I just preferably like this because when it's broken down and it's real tender, it's almost like a pulled pork and it's delicious. It just breaks in half and you'll see that later in the show. But this is what I do. I simply put it right in here and season it. You can keep everything right here. You don't have to do anything else. And you're gonna see the seasonings that I use. I don't always show these because these are my secret ingredients, but I'm gonna share that here with you today because I want you to keep coming back and watch what we're doing. This right here, I wish Jason was here to see this. This right here is something I just found out about. It's called Backyard Southern Style. It's an original seasoning. It's low in sodium, no MSG, but it tastes delicious. It has just this, I think about Lawry seasoning salt with a pinch of smoke. And you want to put that in there. You want to be liberal with it. I would say probably like 2 tablespoons. I just kind of eye it, but you want to cover it all the way. You want the top of your meat to be as red as the seasoning. So you want it to look something like this. You want to make sure the top of the meat is red. You also want to get into lemon pepper. Trust me.
Absolutely.
You want to use lemon pepper. If you don't know about lemon pepper, you need to email me. You need to text me. You need to call me. IN me. Lemon pepper, man, this will wake your life up. It has some great advantages.
It does.
Because with lemon pepper, it gives you that salt taste, but you don't have to use salt.
Right.
It really helps you. It really helps you. It lowers cholesterol. It does a lot of great things that they're still finding out about. I don't know where this has been. I really don't. Got into it about 2 years ago, but it's really great. I love using it because it gives a balance to your food.
Especially on wings.
Oh, gosh. Don't get me started on the wings. That's the next show.
Yes.
But you want to put a little bit of lemon pepper in here. You want to lather it up really, really good. Make sure it's all in there very good. And you want to keep as much seasoning on the bottom as you do on the top, because as it cooks, it's going to create its own moisture. It's going to create its own bath.
Those juices.
And you want those juices, exactly,
yes,
to come in there and just saturate the meat. And this is another one that I use. This is Grill Mates by McCormick. It's a Carolina barbecue seasoning. And it has like a mustard taste to it, but it's very good. And it'll give your food, if you use too much of it, it'll make it mustardy yellow. Because in Carolina, a lot of times they put mustard in their sauces. They season their meats with mustard. I don't want that much mustard in there, but I'm gonna put just a little bit just to give it that little twang. So even though you're not slaving over a grill, it tastes like you're in South Carolina barbecuing this meat. And everyone who knows me knows about how much I love honey. Honey, seasonal honey, I love, but honey has so many health benefits.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially in the areas that you live in. And I'm learning that. It may not look like I'm a health nut guy, but I am. I know a whole lot about different things we should consume to make our bodies feel better, look better, and honey is one of them.
Yes.
It's another magic drug that we need to be using and taking in. So I always buy my honey locally. It's some guys, I don't want to give them free press, but
I understand. Hey, it's on the bottle, though.
It's so on the bottle. So 3 B's honey, is it 3 B's or 2 B's? 3 B's honey. It's St. Cloud. Sometimes they give me a discount, sometimes they don't. So now that I'm pumping them up, I want you guys to know that I'm hooking you up. So make sure you stop by and see these guys. They will even let you pollinate your own honey with the bees. If the bees are good, you can go right there and scrape it off yourself and take some home. But I put a little bit of this in just to give it that sweet, peppery taste. And this too will just go right in. It'll make it taste so good. So you can be as liberal as you want with this, depending on how sweet you want your meat to taste. And I put a little bit of that in, and oh man, this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part.
Are we going to use these?
We are, but vegetables will be last. We got
Ah.
all the vegetables over here. So you trying to make me use the vegetables? Yeah, we got all that over there. I'm gonna put these on last. But the sweet baby rays, sweet baby rays. But since I already put the honey on there, I'm just going to use a little bit just to kind of lace it, just crisscross a little bit. That's it. Because this also has honey in it. So I don't want to.
And as you always say, a little bit of honey on everything.
Everything.
Makes it taste a whole lot better.
They mess with me all the time. Because anything that happens in the house, the kids bump their head, put a little honey on it.
Yes.
You know, you scrape your knee, put a little honey on it.
If it's too hot, put a little honey on it.
If money come up short, put a little honey on it. You know, that's what we do. That's what we do in our house. So last but not least, I'm going to satisfy you.
Yes.
And put a little green and red peppers and onions.
Thank you, sir.
Already mixed up. Just to add that little bit of, you know, healthy stuff to it.
Yes.
But
And a little flavor.
And a little flavor. It does put a little flavor on there. And honestly, you just let this ride out all night. You want to do it probably for about 10 hours. Because it's a thick piece of meat. It has a bone in the middle and the center, and you really want it to cook through. You can set this on high, but you can also put it on low where it'll just ride out for about 10 to 12 hours. And when you wake up in the morning, man, your house smells like, I don't know what heaven smells like, but I just believe heaven smells like this. I'll tell you.
The aroma.
The aroma.
So what does it look like, honey, before we set it and forget it? Show the
meat?
people
Oh, yeah,
how
that's
does
a
it
good
look after you
idea.
finish your product.
Because I'm so excited to show
I
them
know.
what it looks like
I
when it's
know.
finished. But this is what it looks like. This is what it'll look like. So I mean, it looks delicious right here. This is magazine ready before you even cook it. But we want to make sure that you know what it should look like, what it should represent. And this will come out later in our cookbook.
Yes.
Amen.
Do you have to add any water to it so that it won't burn while it's
Sometimes I do. You can watch it to see, but this meat, the pork is so moist, it will create its own bath. If you want it to become more like a stew, you can add more water to it or more moisture. I've seen people even put like a stock in it.
Okay.
They use a chicken stock or something like that. You can put a little water in it, but I usually don't. If I'm watching it and it seems like it's dry or it's going to, not cook the way that I want to. Also, I wish I could show you on the bottom, it has a thick, fat piece of fat on the bottom. And that fat cooks down and makes it oily.
Okay.
You know how they say fat meat makes
it greasy?
However they say that saying. You know what I'm talking about? You can bet fat meat is greasy or whatever. That fat meat is greasy. So it makes that pool down there and it just soaks it up. So yeah, it just depends on how you want it.
Okay.
So, yep, of course, that's how you get that. But yep, that's it. So you set both of these and you're all good. You got your vegetables, you got your meat. You want to add rice to it. If you want to add, something else, you can do that as well. But most times, vegetables and the meat are good. As we're practicing our Mediterranean diet,
healthy eating
stuff, usually a meat and a vegetable is good.
Yes.
So we'll just leave it there. But yeah, that's it. You let these go, and I'm telling you, this will bless you. This will help you with your family, help you with your time. Your kids can even learn it. It's very easy. Takes no time at all for prep. As you see, we did 2 great meals, in under 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So you can do it. It's very easy. And we just want to show you how easy it is to prep, get out of the house, come back home. You got a meal waiting for you. So when we come back, we want to show you what these 2 meals look like.
Absolutely. It's going to be great.
And we're back. So we could not wait to show you what we have created. I guess that's the best way to say it. Or what the crock pot has created. Because again, you just put the food in here and let it do its thing. So I'm going to start with the meats, of course. And Cicily's going to finish up with the veggies. So I'm going to let you go first, ladies first. No, you want me to go first?
I do.
All right, well, I'm going to go first. That's only on this show, trust you me. Only on this show, but I'm going to take it. I appreciate that.
Please do.
So, the unveiling of the roast. As I said, you're going to be in for a surprise. This is amazing. Want to show you first. Let me pull it up. As you can see, there was no water added. So look at the juices.
Oh, watch it.
I'm not going to spill it.
Okay.
I got this. I'm a professional.
You
remember?
are.
Yeah, I am a professional. And I want you to see, hopefully we can see the magic of television. We can see just how, can you help me with this?
I can.
I just want them to see how tender this is. This is a plastic spoon, so I'm just breaking this meat up. As you can see, I'm gonna plate this up so that you can really see how soft it is, to show you that I'm not lying about this. This is something amazing. And I even have some people here in the studio audience that will come up and try this out so they can let you know as well how delicious this is. We forgot earlier to talk about the cilantro.
Yes.
So I have the cilantro. Cilantro is something I found out about, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago. My Latino brothers and sisters use this, and it's an amazing seasoning. It just gives a great aroma to the meat, gives a great aroma to pretty much everything we've been eating. I guess it's more like I thought it was like basil or something that you just put on like oregano or what do you call those things that?
Thyme.
Thyme, yeah, but it's like a
basil.
garnish.
Yes.
But it really has a great seasoning to it, and it makes your food it kind of just spices it up. So I've been using this a lot more, a burst of flavor, like a party in your mouth.
Absolutely.
Not to sound nasty, but you know what I'm saying. So we put this in there, and it's delicious. I knew they'd get a kick out of that, but it's amazing. And we put that in everything, and it really tastes good. It just kicks it up a notch.
Yes, it does.
So again, I'm going to it's a party. This is getting way to the left. So let me just put
Come back.
Shut up. Put this meat on the plate, and you take it away with the vegetables.
All right.
All right.
Yes,
I'm going to get in trouble over here.
I know.
All right. But look at this, man. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely. Ooh, man, yeah, very tender. If you don't eat pork, shame on you. That's all right. It's okay. It's the other white meat. Go ahead. You can start talking, sister. Because I'm having a love affair all by myself over here.
I see.
Yes,
you're really enjoying
indeed.
that. Why don't you break it up a little bit so they can see how?
Yeah, I will.
How
I
tender
will.
it
You
is.
handle that. I got this over here. Trust me.
Looking good. Looking
Oh
good.
yeah, look at that.
That looks delicious.
Four
It looks so
Rivers ain't
moist
got
and
nothing
tender.
on me.
I know that's right.
Yes, indeed. The crock pot, baby. I'm telling you, it is amazing. Let's go, sister. You got it. You got it.
Well,
Let's do it.
was that part of the fat that you was talking about? That
Yes, it is. I can show you. I'm gonna keep pulling this out, but here's the bone. I'll pull the bone out just to show you how the meat comes right off the bone. But this is the fat part right here that I was talking about. That disgusting piece. I don't really want that. I don't want to serve that to anybody.
They might like that.
It. Nah, they won't like it. Trust you me, they won't like it. But this is the good stuff. This is what we're talking about here. So as people are coming, I'm gonna plate this. They'll let you know. Trust you me, they'll let you know. So go ahead, let the people know about this.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So let me reveal what has been done by the crock pot for this great meal. So we're gonna complete it with our vegetables. Yay for the veggies.
All right, I don't know if you're gonna get a lot of claps, but I guess I'll clap for you.
Thanks, clap for me,
That looks
clap for
good.
me. It does. It's a nice mixture. So,
right.
you know, I remember it's kale, cabbage, and collards. So here you go. Take a look at how juicy that is. And remember, you don't have to add any water because that Italian dressing really does, you know, make it all nice and loose for you. And it's so flavorful. That Italian dressing really kicks it up, and then the tomatoes. So, you know, and it's nice. And like I said, some people like the stalk, so I'm gonna plate it a little bit as well. Full of flavors and juice. Got a little of that fat back if you got fat back, but our smoked turkey necks.
All right.
As we continue to put in here. And it's not too mushy. I think you'll still find that it is still, you know, nutritional, that it's not so mushy and you know, soupy, I should say, that it still has a good consistency to it. And because we kept the stalks in there and it has that nutritional value, those are not as tough to eat as well because it has kind of softened up through the course of the cooking in the crock pot. So look at that. Don't that look good? Oh, that is just so delicious. And look how colorful it is. You have a little red, you got your greens from your greens, and then the cabbage. It might look like dirty cabbage, but it's all mixed together. It's good.
A little festive.
Yes.
I like that.
So delicious.
And again, this is just a really simple meal. Like I said, outside here, even in Florida, I think it's in the 60s today. So it's, you know, this is just something nice, something warm.
A nice comfort meal.
That you can do. Yeah, a very good comfort meal. And again, crock pots are amazing because you can do so much with them. We talked about it earlier, beans, chili, whatever you want to do, soups, amazing casseroles, whatever it is you want to cook. Breakfast foods, just get inventive with it. And it's so easy to do, you really can't mess it up. I haven't seen anyone really mess up a meal unless they just don't know what they're doing. It's fail-proof. It's fail-proof. It really is.
Should be, yes.
It should be. So,
but you can look up all types of recipes, Google them. When you get your crock pot, usually it comes with the book with recipes that you can try. So just go ahead, go for it, try it out. See if you like it, see if you don't. But at least you'll get some ideas for cooking in your crock pot because trust you me, it is one of your best friends.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are the Randolphs. I'm Brian.
And I'm Cicely.
And we appreciate you taking out time to learn about crock pot cooking. See you next time.